We're continuing the speech given by the Lubavitcher Rebbe in the end of 1991, Tavshin Nun Beit. And in it, the Rebbe is talking about the new moon. And he's explaining the sentence that we say when we make this blessing of the new moon every month. And we say that the Jewish people are going to be renewed just like you're being renewed. Moon. But we say a blessing on the moon when the first sliver of the moon appears in the sky. There's different opinions of when we do it. Some on the seventh day, some on the first days. In any case, right in the beginning of the month, we make this blessing on the moon. And you would ask a question, how can we make a blessing on the moon? That's idolatry. So we make blessings on apples, and we make a blessing on bread, and we make a blessing waking up in the morning. So everything in the world, making a blessing means appreciating that it comes from God and that we want to use it the way that God wants to. Okay, so the moon is there to teach us. And it's to teach us that in the future, the Jewish people are going to be renewed with the arrival of Moshiach. They'll be renewed like the moon. The Jewish people count according to the moon. The Jewish calendar goes according to the moon and is adjusted like once every 3 years, whatever, according to the sun, according to the seasons. But the moon is the main thing. So the Rebbe asks, why are we comparing the coming of Mashiach to the new moon when there's just a little sliver of the moon? Why don't we compare the arrival of Mashiach to full moon? It says that when King David and King Solomon were ruling, then the moon was full. Judaism was flourishing. It was the ultimate light given to the world. And even more, when Mashiach does come, it says then the moon is really going to be full. Then it'll be like the sun, or 7 times more than the sun, whatever the sun. Because it'll be like the sun. So the coming of the Mashiach is more comparable, is more likened to the full moon, when the moon is full. Why do we liken it to the new moon? So the Rebbe says the new moon has some amazing quality, like birth. Like birth. When the moon is born, 1 second before that it wasn't there, and all of a sudden it's there. True, it was there, but it just wasn't revealed. So becoming revealed, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Like a baby when he's born. Before the baby is born, he was in his mother's womb. But when he's born, that's a big thing. Comes out to be revelation. It's like an infinite jump from nothing to something, from darkness to light, from 0 to 1. Right? No matter how many zeros you have, you're not going to be able to make 1. Million zeros don't make 1. A million ones make a million. A billion, a trillion, a quadrillion, whatever you want to. You have 1. Even if you have 0.0000000, 1,000 zeros and then a 1, that still is infinitely far away from 0. So birth, when something becomes born, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. But of course, it has no character. A thing when it's born has no character to it. Right? No, there's nothing there. A baby is born. You don't know he's going to be a criminal, he's going to be smart, he's going to be dumb, he's going to be a good person, a bad person, right? Is he going to grow? Is he going to be? You don't know anything about him. The baby. Nevertheless, everyone is happy. A baby is born. It's a big thing. Every normal person is happy. A baby is born, big thing. On the other hand, when a person becomes, he's a big righteous person, genius, rich, you don't make a holiday. Make a holiday, right? You see somebody, a mother has a child, that he becomes rich, he becomes this, she makes a big holiday. No, they're not as happy. When a person is born, that's a big happiness. Says why? Because it's a new thing. And that's the whole idea. Mashiach is going to bring a new world. Something that's going to be new. But it's going to be in the world. That's the point. The world will be a new world. What does it mean it'll be a new world? Right? It'll be revealed what's hidden inside of the world. Just like a baby when he's born, just becomes revealed what was hidden. And that's a big deal. That's a big thing. According to what we said before, now we can explain the whole knowledge, the whole novelty of the future redemption that we're waiting for. Any instant is supposed to happen. I mean, just think about it 1 second. There's a lot of scientists that say that the world is 7 trillion years old, it's 7 quadrillion years old. It's not. What are you talking about? It's only 7 million years old. Maybe there's 1 and 2 that say no, the world is 7,000 years old. Is that right? How long did it take to create the world? 1 trillion years. What are you talking about? 1 trillion years is nothing. What are you nuts? It takes a quadrillion years to make the world. It takes a quadrillion world years to wait. Where did you hear that? What are you, you're a reformed scientist? It takes an extra billion, trillion to the trillionth power years to make the world. All these arguments, they don't make any sense. They don't make any sense because to create something from nothing takes no time. Time is also a creation. So everything is created from nothing to something instantly. The same thing, how much more so Moshiach can come and change the world in 1 instant. The whole thing will just be to reveal the good in the world. So now we can understand that's the whole idea of the future redemption that we're waiting, and it'll be by means of King David. And again, I just want to stress this. I know I said it 1,000 times, but we have no idea how important this world is to God. How important this physical world is to God. This physical world wasn't just like a little hobby or something that God did, or he sneezed once and came, and that's what came out the world, right? All these world. No, this world, that's the whole idea of the Torah. The world is tremendously, tremendously important to God's essence, the world. And everything that happens to the world is infinite. It's infinite. It doesn't die. Everything that happens in the world, everything good, everything that is done in, in harmony with God, so it partakes of godliness. It's eternal. We don't feel this because we're in the world. So in the future, redemption will reveal the infinity, the infinite importance, the infinite good, preciousness of God will reveal it in the world. So that this revelation is going to be a big novelty. That's what it means that the world will be renewed like the moon. It'll be like the moon just being given birth to. It's not like the moon is full. When the moon is just being born, when it's a new moon, on Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the Jewish month, compared to the Miloi Shleimos of that, compared to the complete full moon, Shemiloi v'Shleimot Alavana, that the complete full moon is regarding the light of the moon. Right, dogs and wolves and things like that, they they bark, or they howl at the full moon, not at the new moon, because the full moon is light. It's weird. It's up in the sky. That from day to day it gets bigger and bigger, the light of the moon, until it becomes full moon. That's really impressive. It's really weird. The moon, all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, is this thing, this weird shining ball in the sky. Which is not the case when the moon is just born. It is not regarding, if you don't look at the effect of it, the effect of it. Since that there's just a little tiny little bit of light, it's not impressive. I don't think that the dogs and the moons, they howl at a new moon. It's just a little sliver in the sky. But the new moon, when it's just a little sliver, regarding to the existence, suddenly the moon, that there is such a thing as a moon, becomes revealed. This is the essence of the moon above how much it's revealed. That first little sliver is not the revelation of the moon, it's the fact that there is a moon. That after it's being concealed completely, 1 second before it's born, suddenly is renewed and revealed the true existence of the moon. But this existence, the essence which is above any revelations, this is drawn actually and revealed from more and more day to day until it becomes full. So what is more impressive? The full moon is more impressive. It's more impressive. But what is more, want to call it novel? is the first day of the moon, a little sliver of the moon. Suddenly you see up in the sky a stick in the sky. What is that? Right? That little stick shows that there is such a thing as the moon. Not what it can do, but what it is. From this, it's understood that the main thing of the redemption coming by the Moshiach and the completion of it is expressed in the second that it is born. Since then is revealed the Metziut Halavana, the existence of the moon. But Dugma Toba Yisrael, how is this compared in the Jewish people, that the Jewish people are going to be renewed like the moon? Hidgalut etzem Metziut Yisrael, the essence of what a Jew is. Etzem Neshama, the essence of the soul. And not only that, the essence becomes revealed really. I mean, I think we can really see this now. That people hate Jews, and they have absolutely no reason to hate the Jews. Absolutely none. Whole countries, right, hate the Jews. I just read yesterday, Ireland. Every Jew is a maniac, a terrorist, a murderer, a sadist, a liar, a cheater, a tricker, insidious. They want to undercut everything. They're destroying everything in the world. The Jews are. I've been Jews in Ireland for who knows how long, and they haven't wrecked anything. And the Arabs have just been there for like 10 years and they've destroyed everything, right? But no, the Jews are our enemy, right? And the Arabs are just they're killing people in Sudan, they're killing people in what is it, in Nigeria and Liberia and in Somalia. They're just killing anybody who's not like them. They killed one another. They killed the what is it, the Shiites killed this. The Sunnis killed they're killing and murdering. All they do is murder. Now they got the Israelis, they left to Gaza, so the Hamas is killing people in the streets. Everybody knows about it, but that's okay. They're doing it in order to have law and order. And the Jews would not only that, even more, they're hating not just the Israelis or the Israeli government. They hate all Jews that have never been to Israel in their life. They have no idea what is Torah, no idea what is the commandments. You're a Jew, you're bad. You're out. You're a danger. Got to get rid of them. Right? You hate Islam, it's called a phobia. A phobia means you hate somebody for no reason, or you're afraid of for no reason. A person is afraid of bananas, whatever, is afraid of high places, afraid, right? Agoraphobia. Even high places is, that's dangerous. You could fall down. But still, if it's an unwarranted fear for being in high places, it freezes you with fear, right? It freezes you with fear. So hating Islam, they killed who knows people. Look, they brought down the Twin Towers. It's not called unwarranted. It's not a disease to be afraid of them. It's a natural, how do you say, suspicion. No, that Islam, they should be the mayor. They should be the president. Why not? The president's a big mistake. Should have been a president. In Islam. But Jews, the Jews are the worst in the world. So it ends up that people are hating Jews just because they're Jews, not because of what they do. Not because they act Jewish, or they look Jewish, or they talk Jewish, they speak Jewish, don't have Jewish names. They change their name from Bornstein to McGregor or whatever it is. They don't look Jewish, they're not acting Jewish. They have absolutely no connection to Judaism whatsoever. They'll tell you, I'm not Jewish, leave me alone. I'm a goy. Right? I'm a goy. Oh, that's a joke. And the Jews are hated because, why? Because they're Jews. That's the etzem neshama. The essence, existence of what a Jew is hated. Below, not only that, there's a joke like that I heard, that a little girl in kindergarten, in a non-Jewish school, right, a regular public school, so she's talking to a little boy, right, next to her, says, what's your name? My name is Joey. What's your name? My name is, Susie. Yes, what are you? And he says, I'm a Catholic. She said, well, I'm a Jew. He said, oh, a Jew. He said, you're so young, already a Jew. You're so young, already you're a Jew. He was a Jew. It's not that he chose to be a Jew. He's right. It's not something that you become. It's something you are. Hainu shagam b'dargas agiluyim. Even in the level with the revelations of what a Jew is, doing Torah, doing commandments, doing this, right? Like the moon, it gets bigger and bigger. when the moon gets bigger and bigger from moment to moment, like a Jew, he does more and more Torah, more and more commandments, but still the main thing is that essence. You can feel the essence which is above any revelation. The chidush, that the novelty of that moment that he exists, like when a person wakes up in the morning, thank you, God, that I'm existing. And a lot of times we forget about that in the course of the day. We take life for granted. We take existence for granted. And it's not. It's a big miracle. And this big miracle that's constantly happening, that we exist, that we are Jews, essentially Jews. It's the only essential identity that there is, right? You take an Arab, take a Chinaman, take him out of Arabia, take him out of China, 3 generations, that's it. He's not an Arab anymore. He's not an Arab. He's not a Chinaman. He's not right? Maybe he looks a little bit, you see his eyes are a little bit slanted, skin is a little bit that. My grandparents were Arabs, but they weren't even Arabs. They came from Egypt. He doesn't consider himself to be loyal to anything. He's not nobody hates him because he's an Arab. A Jew is 20 generations before. His grandmother was a Jew, and her daughter, 20 generations, he's a Jew. As soon as you tell him, you're a Jew, your mother's Jew times 3 was a Jew. That makes you a Jew. Guy's a Jew. I want to get circumcised. All of a sudden, there are a lot of cases like that in Russia. I'm a Jew. He doesn't even know what it means. Has no idea. The fact. So in the future, everyone will see actually the Gilui and revealed the Metziutam, the true existence of what a Jew is. What is a Jew? The essence of a Jew is one with the essence of God. God is creating everyone. Everyone in the world. There's 9 billion people in the world, something like that. Right? 9 billion people. It says that there's 8.5 billion, but there's another 500 million that are hiding in the jungles, who knows where, let's say. And all these people are being created by God. And they're being created by God individually, intentionally, with love. And they're being created constantly. And that's the message, that's the identity of the Jewish people, is this God that's creating everyone from love. Yisrael and God are totally one. Yisrael v'kodesh baruch hu kul echad. That's what we're chosen for. Kafish and Imshach, like it's drawn down and permeated and revealed in all of the different levels of the 5 levels of the soul. So, nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, yechida. Those are all aspects of the soul. But the essence of the soul is a Jewish soul, is pure godliness. The kol kochot nefesh, all of the abilities that we have of our soul, excuse me, of pleasure, willpower, and love, fear, all of our emotions, our thoughts, speech, and action, even our physical body, our 248 limbs, our 638 blood vessels, it should be recognized in them where the source comes from. Yisrael v'kodesh baruch hu echad. The Jews and God are totally one. Huh? Pretty good. Maybe I'm going to make up an example. Let's say there's a person, a pianist, a great pianist. He's a pianist. Anybody that hears this pianist is so pleased. Makes life worthwhile. There's harmony in the world. There's good in the world. There's beauty in the world. There's emotions in the world. There's talent in the world. There's genius in the world. Everybody likes this guy, right? When he plays the piano, nothing like him. Nothing like it. And he makes everybody pleased. So what? This person has a special gift. He is a pianist. He can make everybody happy. So they bring him places where everybody is depressed and everybody's miserable. He plays the piano, the violin, whatever you want to say, and everybody feels happy with it. And so he knows he can make everybody feel good. So that becomes his whole being. Right? Look, there's the great master, or whatever it is, Rubinstein, or whatever it is, right? Horowitz, there he is. He's walking in the streets, he's a pianist. He's eating his meals, he's a pianist. Everything is because he benefits the whole world with his beautiful music. I'm just making this up. So therefore, everything that he does, the shoes that he puts on, and the house where he lives, and everything is just totally devoted, is as the mark of this beauty and harmony and pleasure that this man gives to the world. That's what a Jew is supposed to be. A Jew has a special talent. His talent is to bring blessing, to bring unity, to bring holiness, to bring godliness into the world. That the whole world will feel the Creator. When a person feels his Creator, then that person feels the same thing as the Jew feels. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here with a talent. I can make the world better. I can make the world good. So everything that a person does is permeated and is a sign of his specialness. And every human being is special. Every human being is this expert musician or whatever that can bring good into the world. You say a good word to somebody, it can do more than the biggest concert possible. You say good morning to someone, it can save lives of that person and his family. But you have to just be ready for every moment. The Alpis, according to this, that the Jewish people are examples of how good God is, how good the Creator is. Alpis, according to this, we can say that the true completion in the future, which that's the level of the revelations, will be felt. The essence of God, Shalamayla Migilun, that's above any of the revelations. Like we said, the first sliver of the moon, there's no character there. It's just the revelation that there is such a thing. So also the Moshiach will reveal the fact of what God is, who God exists. This is amazing. Mudgeshes, this is mainly in the first day of Kislev. So when the moon is new, it doesn't light up anything. It doesn't light up the world. The world doesn't change. But you see that there's hope. You see that there's potential. You see what's there, what's going to be. That basically, foundationally, essentially, everything is good. So therefore, the first day of Kislev, which is covering over the Lamed Vav, which is the emotions of God, the complete revelation of God, the revelation of God, which is the number 36, which 36 is 6 times 6, the 6 emotions of God. Each one contains 6. And 36 is also the numerical value of the word Eile, this, pointing with their finger, revelation. This will be the full moon. The full moon, that's the Lamed Vav, but it was covered over. Nirgash, you can feel Shazeu Atad, now it is Itchadshut. You can feel that, oh, there it is. It's not revealed yet, but I can see that there's something there to be revealed. The Lamed Vav, the essence of God, which was covered over Kislev on the first day of Kislev, of the month of Kislev, we see that it's there. The first second, which is after the concealment and the covering over, and that's also low, the Lamed Vav, which is right next to the case which was covered over. And as soon as the covering is revealed, the first day of the month, the covering is taken away, then suddenly we see that there's something really big that's waiting to be revealed. The first instant of the birth of the moon. Then there is revealed not the character of the moon, but the qualities of the moon, but the existence that there is such a thing as the moon, namely the essence which is above any revelation. This now can permeate and be drawn down and revealed little by little. So that's the idea of Mashiach. So that's why we can say that Mashiach has already arrived. The Rebbe said that a lot of times. Mashiach has already arrived. We don't see any changes in the world. Good. It's like the first second of the moon. It doesn't change anything, but it shows that there is hope. There is a power which can change everything for the good. And we can also add on She'inyan said that this is Mudgash, is stressed also in the holidays of the month of Kislev. Which holidays are in the month of Kislev? The last one is Chanukah. It's on the 25th day of Kislev. Chanukah. Before that, but it happened, of course, 2,000 years later, was the 19th day of Kislev. The 19th day of Kislev, that was the day that the first Rebbe of Chabad got out of prison. He was imprisoned by his enemies because he taught Chassidut and spreading out these ideas. And when he got out, that freed Chassidut. That's like the birthday of Chassidut. Got out of Russian prison, which was impossible. There was no way he could get out. And miraculously, he did. He did. And not only did he get out, but he impressed all of his captors, all of the Tsar and everybody was impressed by his wisdom. and slightly after that, and there was even more recently, was the 10th day of Kislev. 10th day of Kislev, that's when the first Rebbe of Chabad got out of prison. I'm sorry, when the second Rebbe of Chabad, the son of the first Rebbe, when the second, he got out of prison. He was also in prison for somewhat the same reasons, somewhat the same. His enemies imprisoned him because he was teaching Chassidut. So here we have 3 holidays in the month of Kislev. Chanukah, that's a general Jewish holiday. Yud Tet Kislev and Yud Kislev, which those are Chabad holidays, but Chabad is a general movement for all mankind. That's what we just finished learning. So Akashurim, that all these 3 are connected, have one thing in common: oil. The oil which is in the Torah. The Torah is compared to bread. The Torah is compared to water. And the Torah is compared to wine. And the Torah is compared to oil. So the bread of the Torah, that's the laws of the Torah, the Talmud, the Shulchan Aruch, the laws of the Torah, what you have to do day to day. That the bread of the Torah, that's the main thing of the Torah. And the water and the wine of the Torah, that's like the inside of the Torah. Explanations of the Torah, description of the Torah, Kabbalah, which is in the Torah, the mystical part of the Torah. But the oil of the Torah, that's Hasidut. That's what the bread of the Torah, that's purely physical, deals with the physical world. The wine of the Torah, that's the secret, that's spiritual. That's spiritual. Hasidut unites them both. It shows how God creates the spiritual in order that we should appreciate the physical even more and reveal in the physical world the essence of God. That's called the oil of the Torah. Oil, on one hand, floats up above everything, so it deals with the spiritual ideas, even above, but it has the power to bring everything down into the world. Oil, if a little bit of oil falls on your garment, so it spreads out. It spreads out. And this is the same thing with Chassidut. On one hand, it's above everything. It deals with these very distant, if you want to call it, ideas that Kabbalah only hints at, the essence of what God is. But on the other hand, it brings it into the physical world, how important the physical world is to God. That's the oil of the Torah, that's Chassidut. The panimi of the Torah, the inside of the Torah, which is revealed in Chassidut. The teachings of the Baal Shem Tov, especially. Ki, al yadei, by means of Torah to Chassidut, by means of the teachings of Chassidut, becomes Yadativ Havisiv. You can know God and you can become God. What does that mean? You can become God. You know, the more you understand about God, the more you realize that God is incomprehensibly good and that He's creating me every moment. And I can embody in myself what God wants, what God is, and the revelation of the essence of what God is. Of what God is, I can reveal it all the time. Something like the preparation and the completion of godliness in the future. Lo ye'esek kol ha'olam, the whole world will only be to know God alone. That's what Maimonides says. That's a law. Ki mola ha'oretz deya, it's a sentence from Isaiah. The world will be filled with the knowledge of God like water covers the ocean. Now, if you've ever looked at the ocean, you can see that you look at the ocean, it's pretty boring to look at the ocean. I mean, unless there's some waves or once in a while a whale jumps up or something like that. But the ocean is just, ocean. You take a trip from, to over the Atlantic Ocean. You look out the window, oh, look, mommy, the ocean, right? Then look, mommy, the ocean. Look, mommy, the ocean. Look, mommy, the ocean. Okay, 5 times is enough. I've seen the ocean. Yeah, ocean. The kid goes to sleep, right? Because the ocean is very boring. But if you can look underneath the ocean, you see that there's huge mountains and valleys and weird, the fish and things like that, and corals and the octopuses and stuff like that. It's really quite amazing, right? Quite amazing. The same thing with the world. The world is all diverse. It's all different. Everything is different. But when we realize that God is creating everything, so then the world becomes one. Unlike the ocean, which is very boring, the world becomes very interesting because we see the life of godliness in everything. And also, unlike the ocean, which covers over things so we can't see it, this is going to cover over everything so that we can see it. It's like shining light on everything. There are these places. I went to a place I think it's even in Eilat. in Eilat, there's this restaurant, and they have it under the sea, the Mediterranean, is it? Anyway, so it's under the sea. So you look, and you're sitting around, you're surrounded, and all these weird fishies and stingrays and stuff like that, they all come floating by, and you see, the world is covering, the sea is covering them over, but you can see them. That's what's going to be in the future. Godliness, the Creator, will be revealed in each one of his creations. Things will be tremendously interesting, new, fresh. More so by the Jewish people. The Jewish people are here to improve the situation. We'll make more godliness. How that's possible, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how God is going to be revealed, and I don't know that either. But how can there be more? that there'll be a way that all of the Jewish people will know God. It will be revealed, OT, me. Not just God is the creator or God is the emanator, but the essence of God will be revealed everything, everywhere, and in everything in the world. According to what it says, that everything which is going to be in the future, all these revelations of godliness which are going to be in the future, the revelation of truth, all depends on what we do now. Call Zaman Meshach HaGalut. This is in the Tanya, the 37th chapter. Moving so it's understood. Shahavoda Tachana, that the preparation for this new redemption that's going to be by means of the Mashiach, that our preparation has to be similar to the renewal of the moon. That the Jewish people, it says, they are going to be renewed just like the moon. How are we going to do that? We'll see. It has to be something like the new birth of the moon, but that's the end of the revelation of the essence of what a Jew is, the essence of the soul, which is above the essence, even the level of Yechida, which is the highest level of the soul, which up to now we thought that was the essence of everything, but it's not. It says the Rebbe, it's something higher. I mean, we can see it happening now more. I mean, Israel is becoming more and more, how do you say, isolated from the world, right? The whole United Nations, all the nations of the United Nations, maybe there's one or two that aren't. All of them are against Israel. Everybody's against Israel. It's not a new thing, but now it's like really concentrated, really, the whole United Nations is against Israel. So Israel is starting to realize that we can't make friends with these guys. The idea of Zionism was that if we're like the non-Jews, if we just act like them, then we'll be liked by them. And it's a good idea. Why not? Why should we be different? So we'll try, but it's a lie. You can't do it because the Jewish people are essentially different. Essentially different. Like there are these people I see every Friday. I go into Tel Aviv, and I stand in this busy marketplace, and I ask people to put on tefillin and put on this. So once in a while, there's people come by with a dog. They have a dog. They have dogs, and the dog gets a haircut, so it looks like a lion. You ever see that? The dog looks like a lion, so it has this big mane on it, right? And it's at the end of the tail. They leave that uncut, so it looks like. So okay, it looks a little bit like a lion, but it's a dog. You can't make it. It's not. No matter how much they do, it's going to be a dog. The same thing to Jewish people. No matter how much they try to act like everybody else, they aren't like everybody else, right? They aren't like everybody else. In this case, maybe we can say the opposite way and taking a lion and making him look like a dog, but not to insult anybody. A Jew can't be somebody else. That's it. The Jews are the sons of God. They're the chosen of God. We're chosen by God to get a job done in the world, to tell the non-Jews how much God loves them, how important they are, how important the world is. That's our essence. That's what the essence of a Jew is. And that's why everybody hates us. Doesn't make any difference what we do. We're trying to be like them. We are like them. We make big parties and we make big this, and we're trying to be exactly. We participate in the beauty contest and in the singing contest and in the judo contest and the mudo contest and everything. We're just exactly like you, right? What's the problem with that? There's no other nation in the world that tries to be like everybody else. The only ones that try to be like everybody else are the Jews, right? They're the only ones that try to copy everybody else. Americans try to copy the Russians. They try to exactly the opposite. We're not. Americans are, right? the flag goes up and everybody is, we are Americans. So in Israel, the flag goes up. Why? Everybody says we are Israel. Why? Because America does it, so we'll do it. Right? America, when their flag goes up, so we go. But essentially, we want to be like everybody else. But it doesn't work. It can't work. Says the Rebbe. Even more, when we realize what our uniqueness is that brings blessing to the whole world. We said many times before that the future redemption by means of the Mashiach will be by means of every Jew reveals the spark of Mashiach within them. This is the level of Yechida. We can add on that the main intention of this is not Yechida, which is one of the 5 names of the soul, but Yechida, the essence of the soul, the inside of this level of Yechida of the soul. Shazeel, this is the true idea of what Mashiach is. The essence of the Jew, how he's connected to the essence of God. A spark of the Mashiach is in every single Jew. Whether we're talking about the spark inside, or whether we're talking about this human being, there's going to be the Mashiach ben David. The Etzem, this is the essence of the Jews, which is above any sort of levels. And we can say that this is hinted at what it says in Psalms. It says, Matzati David Abdi, I have found King David, and I have anointed him with holy oil. Which Psalm is this, 84? It's Psalm 89, which that's the Psalm that the Rebbe of that year. 1 minute. I'll do this. Oh, here we go. I have found King David. King David? I have found him and I anointed him. God said, I have found him. What does it mean, found him? When you find something, it's like unexpected. Shamor al etzem mitzia shulamayla mitor v'geter. It's finding something which is above any sort of description, right? You find a wallet on the street. You don't know what it is. You find the $100 bill on the street. Before you pick it up, you don't know what it is. You know you found something. The same thing, King David, Mashiach is going to be like something you find, you discover, a surprise. L'maylam gamigeter, it's above any sort of a level of awareness, even the level of existence. It's just because you're mukrachim, because you have to use some sort of a term about what Mashiach is, that it exists. So we say, Matzati David, like God. It says that God exists. We say that God exists, but it's not really true. God does not exist in any possible way that we can conceive of. God creates all existence. God is infinitely more real than spiritual or physical. He creates it all. The same thing with Mashiach. We have to use some sort of a term. So we say this refers to the essence of the soul of the Mashiach, which is the essence of the soul of every Jew, which is really above any description or definition. This is above even the level of Yechida, even the general level of Yechida of the soul, the highest level of the soul. Therefore, it's called Matsui. It's called a Matzati, something you find, a discovery. And afterwards, it says, God said, I found David and I anointed him with oil. Oil, that's what we just said. That's the level of Yechida. That's a little bit lower of the level of the soul. That's the thing of Chanukah, the oil. Shechoderet, that it permeates everything in the world like oil, that it permeates everything. What does this mean to us in serving God? It means to in each every Jew, this has a message. That even before a person brings about B'atzmo in himself, the revelation of his essence of Judaism, namely true surrender and true gratitude and true devotion to the essence of God, until he gets to the level of that he has no doubts whatsoever, and he has not even reached the level of the essence of God in the Torah, or the inside of the Torah, right? Right? Okay. Yeshno etzemasios. And there's a Jew, no matter what situation he's in, a Jew that doesn't know that he's Jewish, a Jew that doesn't know anything about, he knows he's Jewish, but he doesn't know what it means. A Jew that he knows what it means a little bit. He has a Jewish star on his neck, a chai, but he doesn't learn Torah, doesn't learn. Nevertheless, every Jew has the essence of the Jewish soul. This knowledge, Yediazu, I even know of Jews that they became, that was revealed to them that they were Jewish because the non-Jews called them a dirty Jew. They didn't even know they were Jewish. Dirty Jew. He comes home, Mom, am I Jewish? His mother said, listen, am I Jewish or not? Listen, not really. Your grandmother was Jewish and I'm Jewish. So I guess that makes you Jewish. What? I'm Jewish? I didn't know I was Jewish. Right? Suddenly he realizes he's Jewish, and the non-Jews realized it better than he did. They call him a Jew. Something over there comes out. Nobody can explain what it is. The essence of a Jewish soul is always there. Rakshan nior mishanato. You just have to wake it up from its sleep. And this brings about and this arouses umevia, and it brings about into every type of service of God, actually Torah, commandments, and etc. But it all has to come from the awareness, constant awareness. I am a Jew. I am from the essence of God. I have no idea what that means, but I know it's very good. And therefore, I do the Torah and the commandments. It's a big miracle. The etzem and neshama, so everything has to be permeated with the essence of the soul. That's the true idea of the Mashiach. The true idea of Mashiach is that he reveals everything that was concealed. That he reveals what the true essence of the world is, what the true essence of man is, created in the image of God, what the true essence of a Jew is. Every Jew is the son of God, servant of God. She'etzem the Israel, that the essence of every Jew will be revealed actually, like the full moon. But Mashiach starts it off with the sliver of the first moon to know that there is such a thing. More good is waiting for us. As we'll talk about more, God willing, tomorrow. Therefore, the Jewish people are compared to the new moon.